What's up guys, so this is my second pipe bending tutorial. The first one we did 90 bends, today we're going to be looking at offset bends. Now this one's a lot more complicated than the 90s, so there's a lot more to say, and you only get 10 minutes on an Instagram TV video, so I'm going to have to talk quite fast. So everyone's got a different method of pulling bends like this, but I'm just going to show you mine. I'm going to try and keep it as clear and to the point as possible. So first off, I want to talk about angles. So we've got a 15mm pipe in a clip there, and I've pre-bent a 20-degree kick, a 30-degree kick and a 45-degree kick. So if we take the 20 and line it up, to get us over that pipe we need to start there. If we use the 30-degree, we can get slightly closer to get us over, using up some of this wasted space. And if we use the 45, we can get even closer, using up some of this space. If we look at that with 1.25 inch waste pipe in a clip, if we use the 20-degree, we've got to start right over here. We've got a lot of wasted space. We can get a little bit closer with the 30, but ideally for that we want to use the 45 because it gets us nice and close, no wasted space. Now with that in your mind, I'll just show you now when we put it into a bender, because the tightness of an offset is governed by the stop here. The stop has got to be flat on the pipe. If it's not, if you do it there to get your offset tighter, the edge of that stop is now pushing on the pipe, and when you pull the bend it's going to dig into the pipe and damage it. So the stop there has got to be flat on the pipe there. So if I pop that in, the way we do an offset is similar to the 90. If you offer it in, you know that the pipe when we bend it is going to end up here, and that's in line with this curved edge of the guide. So if you offer your pipe on lined up with the curve, hold it parallel to this pipe and measure it, we can see there we've got 25mm. So the tightest offset I can pull on a 20-degree bend is 25mm. So if I pop that out now and show you the 45mm pipe, I pop that in and keep that flat on the stop. Same principle, offer that in there, hold it parallel, and we measure from the outside to the outside, and we can see there 70mm. So the 70mm is the tightest offset I can pull if we use a 45-degree bend. So if we apply that to what we've just looked at on here, 45-degree bend returning at 70mm is fine for that, but you wouldn't use that on that clip because it's way too much. So that would be suited to more something like this 30mm. So it's just to get you used to the angles. For something big you want a 45, something medium about 30, and if we were using a 20 it would be to get us past the skirting board. If we were coming straight back, you only wanted a little tight offset. So hopefully that makes sense. So now I'm going to show you how I pull my offsets, and we'll do a little real world situation here. So we've got a couple of clips, and we're going to say we're coming off this pipe here is our fixed point. So we're coming out of a T, we want to go through these clips and we want to get over this pipe with an offset. So measuring there, I'm going to say I want my pipe to kick out at 140, and from the centre of those clips to get past that I'm going to say 35mm. So we're going to do a 35mm offset starting at 140. So I've got two pieces of pipe here which I'm going to measure 140 on, which is there and there. So that's where I want my kick to start, 140. The second mark I'm going to make is in the middle of the pipe to make a cross. Okay. So we get the bend up. Now what I want to do is where that cross joins there, line that up with the edge of my guide like that, and that's where I'm going to bend from. Now I'm going to pull my 30 degree. I'll just say some of you will have a bender with a 30-degree line pre-marked, a 45 and a 90. Mine's not. If you've not, the only option to get this bang on right is to pull a protractor out your kit bag, and I've never seen anyone pull a protractor out of their kit bag. I can just imagine someone getting bullied on site if they do it. So this is all down to practice, and a 45's easy. It's halfway between a 0 and a 90, so 45's there. So you know 35's somewhere in between the two. 30 degrees, sorry, somewhere between the two. 20's even less. You get used to it. You just do it instinctively. So I'm going to pull 30mm, which is about there. Now what some people will do is when they've pulled their first bend is mark on the 22mm guide below. So you can see that mark now. The next time we pull a pipe, if we go to that same mark, we're going to have the same bend, aren't we? So if you're doing multiple, you can do it like that. That's not the way I do it, but it is a good way when you're new to bending. So the second method we've got, same cross there, so we could do it the same way, but there is a little bit of a cheat. So the same when we did the 90, measured 70 back, on a offset like this, from your mark, if you measure 35 back, which is to there, you'll see when I put this in the bender, when I line my cross up like I did before to there, it's the same as that line being at the edge. So 35mm back onto the edge of your guide is bang on what you want it to be. A little hack. So let's line that there, and we're going to pull another 30, which, as we said, we've just drawn the line on, so we'll go to that, and then those should be identical. So we should have two identical bends there. Now we need to pull the next bit. So we said we're going for a 30mm, or 35mm, sorry, offset. So pop that in the bender. And then using the method I showed you before, so parallel, in line with the edge of the guide there, measuring outside to outside, slight bit more. That's 35mm. And if you remember from the last video, if you're pulling two bends on a pipe, you've got to make sure you line it up this way as well. And then we'll pull that, and all we're doing is pulling it parallel. So that's our first offset. Second one, we can either do the same method. I'm having to speed up now because we're running out of time. Same method, parallel from there, and measure 35, 35, or you can offer on the one you've already done and see if it lines up. Once you're happy, line it up again. And pull parallel. And we should have there two identical offsets. And if I turn them over, you should see the marks should be lined up as well. There and there. And then if we offer that into our clips, without trying to move them, from our fixed point we should have the 150 where it starts to kick out to get us over that pipe. Now in a real world you'll probably have this a bit longer, do your bend and then cut it back to suit, but that's the way of doing it exact. So hopefully you found this video useful, hopefully I've explained it well. The next video I'm going to do will be a full step over, crossover, whatever you call them, where we come back down and carry on. So hope you found this video useful. Let me know in the comments what you think, and most of all, thank you for watching.